Today, we're going to show you the best bar mats of the business. Stay tuned.
Brought to you by AwesomeDrinks.com. Check out learn.awesomedrinks.com to learn more about cocktails.
Welcome to Combat Cocktails. I'm Derek Schomer, and this series is all about kickstarting your way into home bartending. And if you're looking to become a real bartender and get paid for it, maybe this series is good too, considering it's free and I'm doing all this work just for you guys. So don't forget, mash the like button, click the subscribe button, and stay tuned for more videos. So the final lesson in this first 8-series course is bar mats. I put this in at the last minute, and the reason was, while they're not essential as a bar tool for everybody, there's a lot of people who have questions about bar mats. And when I started carrying bar mats on our store, I had all kinds of different bar mats that I was kind of playing with, and none of them really, they didn't give me that passion for selling bar mats. I sold them just because it seemed like something you needed to have in a store that sold glassware and barware. But times have changed. I found some cool manufacturing companies, and now I have a little bit more of a passion for the bar mat. So there are really 3 different styles of bar mats. There are those interlocking mats. I don't have any of those, but they're the ones that you can kind of connect together. They float above the bar, and you can see the bar under it. So presumably it would be good so that you could see, if you have like this cool pattern like I have, you could see the bar under it. However, the problem is they don't really collect spills like a bar mat's traditionally supposed to. I see them mostly used for a drying rack or anything like that, where you can hang your bar tools out there and let them dry, and then the water drips down onto whatever's below it, and you can sweep it up. And if it's another rubber bar mat that collects water, you got that. Otherwise, it probably just evaporates over time. So whatever. Nothing great about an interlocking bar mat. If you type interlocking bar mat on Google, you can find all kinds of people who sell these little snap-in pieces, so you're all set there. But the 2 bar mats you're probably going to see at the pub, the bar, the restaurant are your typical rail mats and then your service bar mats. And honestly, from a consumer home bartender perspective, a rail mat may not make any sense to you. And before we show these mats, one thing to consider when you're looking at a mat is you're going to see that they're made in a couple different areas. They're made in India, they're made in China, and they're made sometimes in the United States. My bar mats are made in the United States. The benefit of having bar mats made in China is they're super wicked cheap. You can get them for like $3 and you're good to go. It doesn't matter, because they're made in massive quantities, and the quality isn't necessarily there, but maybe you don't care. The ones made in India are usually a higher production value, made in moderate level quantities, and so you get something kind of right in between. But the problem I have with them is they're usually pretty flimsy. Like this bar mat, it'll bend into a C, so that's not too bad. The bar mats that you get out of China and sometimes India, you can just fold them right up like paper. They're very thin, and the rubber is just it's a softer material. So when you're looking at a bar mat, the biggest thing to pay attention to is both the depth, which usually is pretty comparative across the line, cheap to expensive. It's really the nibs, those little rubber things that are in here, these little guys here. These are things that stand your cocktail up off the mat. If you take a glass and you rest it, one of the problems you have with mats that are made cheaply, usually in China and abroad, is that the nibs are circle, round, and soft. So what happens is you're able to, as you're filling it, the cocktail will start to lean on some of the nibs. That drives bartenders nuts. And it's even worse if the foot of your glass is smaller, like a wine glass, and it's taller, so it tends to rock a little bit more. And it goes totally against the purpose of being able to have a bar mat. The bar mat is designed to capture spills if they occur. But if it's actually producing additional spills, it's better not to use a bar mat at all. So the real goal is firm nibs. Sounds weird. Or these oblongs. I prefer the oblong, which is the ones that I stock. I could also carry these in circular, but to me it's not really that big of a deal. This is a bar rail mat. They're the thin and long ones. Bar rail mat goes along the rail of your bar. That's typically where the bartender's making drinks. So if you're making, you typically don't make them in front where the person puts their service, especially if they have a plate here, if they can eat at the bar. You need a place to be able to build. So they're either going to be right on the edge, or sometimes they're down below on the bar. While in a home bartending situation, that might not make that big of a difference to you. If you're ever considering designing a bar or setting something up in the corner of your house, you might want to know that. So from a standard perspective, having a rail mat just in your kitchen isn't necessarily practical. Sure, you could build your cocktail on it, but you have all this space around you could be utilizing, and you're restricting yourself just to this area. However, it does make you look fancier. You could serve the drinks and pour them on there so they don't spill all over the table. A rail mat dimensions is typically going to be 3.5, maybe 3 to 4 inches. That's it. Width. So it's really long. This dimension is going to be very short. It's pretty standard. The bar service mat is a unique beast. This is the one we sell. This is 11 by 14. So it's a pretty good size. Now this is something I think a home bartender, if they need a spill mat to begin with, would probably be interested in. Lay it down. You could do all your work on this and you don't end up with spills everywhere. If you're working on your counter in your kitchen, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't see the value of a mat besides the fact that you want to be cool. And that's fine too. If you want to be cool, I know plenty of people want to be cool. I want to be cool. I want to look like I'm doing things in a cool manner. I built a freaking bar just to do that. But for the average person, if you're looking for a bar mat, this one's probably going to work pretty well. You can put your tools, you can do everything you need to do on here, and it's heavy duty. It's not going to bend and do kinds of weird things, and it captures pretty thick amount of liquid. So you can spill a lot in here before you have to worry. Then you can lift it up, put it over the sink, and drain it, wash it, rinse it, and you're good to go. Ironically enough, these are one of the more popular things that we sell at Awesome Drinks, and we sell them usually in groups of 15, 20, 30, sometimes 60, sometimes 100, because bars use them. Because I spent 2 years trying to find a manufacturer that could build something this heavy duty, they continue to come back. And they buy both. Some will buy these and they'll layer 3 or 4 of them up. The trick to the dimensions is this. There is no specific set dimension that is standardized. So if you're a bar and you own 5 of these mats and you go to change to a different company because, I don't know, you decided you didn't like my mat for whatever reason, it's going to be hard to find an exact 11 by 14 unless you go to the manufacturer and have them build it to your specifications. So typically you pick a mat and you standardize with it. And of course, sometimes you can find either free or at some sort of press event for spirit companies, branded mats that fit somebody's brand. So, for instance, Command Cocktails. We have our own branded mat. This one, made from the same company, same thick nibs, not as deep because it has a print in it. That's pretty normal. And a little bit of irony, they're not the same dimension. Exactly. There's no standard dimension. The way these are dimensioned is restrictive to my logo and to the company that I'm working with. They say, these are the mat sizes you can work with, and that's what I get. Bar rail mats are popular with brands like Jaeger, Maison, and you'll see a lot of these type of things at bars along their rails because a lot of the brands either give these away for free so the bar has something to put down, or in most cases, they're going to rent the space and have these put down so that people, customers, see them and go, oh, what's Maison? Oh, do you have any of that here? Can I try that? Is that available at the local liquor store? They're advertisements, and they work fantastic. Some people, me included when I first started my show, I like to have branded stuff because it made me feel more official. And one of the beauties of branded stuff that makes you feel more official is a lot of these companies go out of their way to make quality bar mats. So when you see ones with branding, it's pretty normal to see really good bar mats branded. Because why would Jaeger want to give you a crappy mat to use at your bar that doesn't hold up? So are they essential? No. Are they cool? Certainly. Can you get ones with your favorite brands? Yes. If you have any questions about bar mats that I didn't answer, write your questions in the comment field below. Next time, we're going to enter course number 2. Another free course! That's going to be a 10-series course called Understanding the Cocktail. We haven't yet got to where we're going to build a cocktail, but by the time we build our first cocktail in this series, you're going to have all the information and you're going to feel extremely confident about what you've learned, that you can build that cocktail without any intimidation factor. At least that's my goal. Next time, we're going to learn about sweets in a cocktail. Sugars, my friend. To start your journey as a craft cocktail enthusiast, as a home bartender, or as a career as a real bartender, you can buy our bartender starter kit below. And watch the videos on the sidebar. That's it. We're teaching you how to drink.